Welcome to Mind Decoded, where we explore the psychology behind human behavior. Let's decode today's topic. You want to build 5 new habits. Meditate daily, drink more water, stretch, journal, practice gratitude, so you try to start all of them at once. You set 5 different alarms. You create 5 different routines. And it fails. By week 2, you've forgotten half of them. By week 3, you're doing maybe one inconsistently. You blame yourself for lacking discipline. But the problem isn't discipline. The problem is you're treating each habit as a separate decision requiring separate willpower. There's a better way. Instead of building 5 independent habits, you chain them together. Each habit automatically triggers the next one. You create a sequence where completing one behavior becomes the cue for the next. This is called habit stacking. And once you understand how it works neurologically, you can build multiple habits using a fraction of the willpower. Understanding habit stacking changes everything. Instead of fighting against your brain's limitations, you're working with how your brain learns sequences. Instead of depleting willpower on 5 separate decisions, you make one decision that triggers an automatic chain. Today on Mind Decoded, we're breaking down habit stacking. How it works in your brain. Why chaining behaviors is easier than building them separately. The specific formula for creating habit stacks that actually stick. And how to build 5 or more habits using 0 additional willpower beyond the first one. Before we begin, a quick disclaimer. This content is for educational and informational purposes only and should not be considered medical, psychological, or mental health advice. If you're experiencing mental health concerns, please consult with a qualified mental health professional. Let's start with the neuroscience of why habit stacking works. Your brain is exceptionally good at learning sequences. When you perform actions in a consistent order repeatedly, your basal ganglia chunks them together into a single automated routine. Think about your morning shower routine. You don't consciously decide each step. You just start the sequence, and your brain executes the entire chain automatically. The completion of each action triggers the next one without conscious decision-making. This is called action chunking. When behaviors are performed in sequence repeatedly, your brain creates compressed neural representations. Instead of encoding 5 separate behaviors, it encodes one sequence with 5 steps. Here's why this matters. Each independent habit requires its own cue, its own willpower, its own decision point. If you're trying to build 5 separate habits, you need 5 cues, 5 moments of willpower, 5 decisions every day. But if you stack those 5 habits into a sequence, you only need 1 cue and 1 decision. The first habit triggers automatically from the cue. Each subsequent habit triggers automatically from completing the previous one. You've reduced 5 decision points to 1. The formula for habit stacking is simple. After I do existing habit, I will do new habit. The existing habit becomes the cue for the new habit. And because the existing habit is already automatic, you're piggybacking the new behavior onto an established neural pathway. Here's a basic example. After I pour my morning coffee, I will drink 1 glass of water. Coffee is already automatic, so by linking water to coffee, you're borrowing that automaticity. Now you can extend this into a chain. After I pour my morning coffee, I will drink 1 glass of water. After I drink the water, I will do 10 push-ups. After I do push-ups, I will meditate for 2 minutes. After I meditate, I will write 3 things I'm grateful for. You've just created a 5-step habit stack. But it doesn't feel like 5 separate habits. It feels like one morning routine that happens automatically after pouring coffee. Research by Wendy Wood shows that stable sequences in stable contexts automate faster than isolated behaviors. Habit stacking leverages this natural tendency. Now let's talk about how to design effective habit stacks. The key is choosing the right anchor habit and sequencing behaviors logically. Your anchor habit is the existing automatic behavior that triggers the stack. It needs to be rock solid. Something you already do every single day without thinking. Good anchors include brushing teeth, making coffee, sitting down at your desk, getting into bed, finishing dinner. Bad anchors are behaviors you don't do consistently. After I feel motivated, isn't an anchor. Pick something that happens at the same time in the same place every day. The sequence matters enormously. Behaviors should flow naturally from one to the next. You don't want to stack habits that require moving to different locations or switching mental contexts drastically. For example, this is a bad stack. After I brush my teeth, I will go to the gym, then call my mother, then meditate, then organize my closet. These behaviors have nothing to do with each other. They require different locations, different mental states, different energy levels. This is a good stack. After I wake up, I will drink water, stretch for 2 minutes, do 5 push-ups, take 3 deep breaths, and write 1 sentence in my journal. All of these happen in the same location. They flow naturally. They're all low-energy morning activities. Size the behaviors appropriately. Each individual behavior should be absurdly small initially. Not 10 minutes of meditation. 3 breaths. Not a full workout. 5 push-ups. The goal is building the sequence, not getting dramatic results. Once the stack is automatic, you can gradually expand individual behaviors. Here's a practical framework for building your first habit stack. Start with just 2 behaviors. Pick one rock-solid anchor habit. Add one tiny new behavior immediately after it. Practice this 2-step sequence for 2 weeks until it feels automatic. Then add a third behavior. Practice the 3-step sequence for 2 weeks. Then add a fourth. Build the stack gradually. This gives your brain time to chunk each addition. If you try to create a 5-behavior stack on day 1, it won't stick. Build incrementally. Location matters. Habit stacks work best when the entire sequence happens in one location. A morning bathroom stack. A bedtime bedroom stack. When you're moving between locations, each movement creates a decision point. If your stack requires movement, make it part of the sequence itself. After I finish my coffee, I will walk to my meditation cushion, sit down, take 3 breaths, then walk to my desk. Now let's talk about common mistakes. They stack too many behaviors too fast. They create a 10-behavior morning routine on day 1. Build gradually. They choose inconsistent anchors. After I work out, isn't good if you only work out 3 times a week. After I brush my teeth, is better because it happens daily. They stack behaviors that don't flow naturally. Going from meditation to checking email to doing push-ups creates too many context switches. Group similar activities together. They make individual behaviors too large. 30 minutes of journaling in a habit stack won't work. 3 sentences will. They don't practice the sequence consistently. If you skip days, your brain never learns to chunk the behaviors together. Here are examples of effective habit stacks. Morning stack anchored to coffee. After I pour coffee, I drink 1 glass of water, do 10 push-ups, take 5 deep breaths, write 1 grateful thing, drink my coffee while reading 1 page. Work arrival stack. After I sit at my desk, I write my top 3 priorities for the day. I clear my physical desktop. I close all browser tabs. I put my phone in a drawer. I start my first task. Notice that each stack flows logically. The behaviors are related. They happen in sequence naturally. Now here's what habit stacking doesn't do. It doesn't make difficult behaviors feel easy. Exercise is still exercise, but it removes the decision fatigue. It doesn't work for behaviors that require different times or locations throughout the day. Create separate stacks for different contexts. It doesn't eliminate the need for consistency. You still need to execute the stack daily for at least 66 days. The power of habit stacking is efficiency. You're building multiple habits simultaneously without multiplying your willpower cost. You make 1 decision each day. Everything else cascades automatically. Think about the long-term implications. If you build 1 3-behavior habit stack and maintain it for a year, you've added 3,000 positive actions from 1 daily decision point. Compare this to trying to build 3 separate habits. 3 cues to remember. 3 willpower decisions. 3 opportunities to forget. The cognitive load is triple. Your brain evolved to learn sequences. Lighting a fire wasn't 1 action. It was a sequence of 20 steps. But once learned, the sequence became automatic. You're not failing at building multiple habits because you lack discipline. You're failing because you're fighting against how your brain naturally encodes behavior. Habit stacking works with your brain's sequence learning capabilities instead of against them. Next time on Mind Decoded, we're tackling the other side of habits. How to break bad habits that feel impossible to stop. Why willpower fails against established patterns. And the specific substitution strategy that actually works when you're trying to eliminate unwanted behaviors. Don't miss it. And that's how the mind works. If this helped you understand yourself better, subscribe for weekly psychology insights. Thanks for watching.